Hello one and all, this is Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. This time around, Street Fighter 6 for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and arcade. Has been one of the most fun experiences I've had playing a fighting game in a long time. And one of the biggest reasons for that is the implementation of the drive gauge. Usually under the health bar is the stun meter or the block meter. Instead, now it's the drive gauge. And depending on what you do with that drive gauge, depending on what buttons you hit, depending on what segments you want to utilize, the drive gauge goes up, down, replenishes, diminishes if you're blocking or getting hit, and allows you to pull off some stunning tactical maneuvers, including a drive rush where you're enveloped in this green aura and able to rush forward without a care in the world to potentially open up a combo on a character that's trying to shoot projectiles across the screen. Of course, one of the biggest implementations when it comes to the drive gauge, and the thing that really is going to make or break a lot of gamers, is the drive impact. Depending on how the opponent is reacting to it, say if they're wide open, they'll be hit with a full impact drive impact attack, but if they're blocking, they'll be pushed back. If you're able to knock them back far enough, you'll be able to knock them into the wall for a bounce back that potentially could lead to another combo. There's also a parry system that is attached to the drive gauge, so there are quite a few options when it comes to utilizing the drive gauge, but it's not a end-all be-all method. For example, the drive impact, as I noted, may be a make or break system for a lot of gamers, but it isn't invincible. You do gain an armor that can be broken if you hit enough times by an opponent. As I said, it can be blocked, and it may push you back a little bit, but you can recover very quickly. When it comes to parrying, especially if you do the parry right before you're about to be hit, it will slow down time, but if you do not react fast enough, the player can also counter your parry. The first thing a person will notice when the game initially boots up is the main hub options: World Tour, Battle Hub, and Fighting Ground. Old school players will immediately gravitate to Fighting Ground, where gamers can battle the AI in either 5 or 12 fighter arcade ladders, dubbed Story, where every character has a beginning, mid, and final character arc to explain their motivation in taking part in this tournament and why they may show up in the future installments. Also in the Fighting Hub are in-depth tutorials and combat training sequences for every character. The new Extreme Battle mode, similar to the stipulation Test Your Luck mode for Mortal Kombat X, and even various forms of team battle, where up to 5 fighters per team can fight in everything from single elimination tournaments to round-robin challenges. Battle Hub is the main online section, though a player can play ranked and casual online matches or enter custom lobbies via Fighting Ground. Running a round with an avatar, players will wait for some random match in the aforementioned online fighting modes, or put down their figurative quarter by sitting in an actual arcade booth to fight another gamer. To top it off, players can take their avatar into the middle of the Battle Hub lobby to fight someone else's created fighter in a potentially unbalanced affair, depending on how much time the players have spent in World Tour mode. Battle Hub features a plethora of things to do besides simple one-on-one fights, including a retro section where players can essentially play a free version of last year's Capcom Fighting Collection, participate in online extreme battles, take part in timed tournaments, watch replays and ongoing fights, and buy clothing options for the avatar. Unfortunately, there are microtransactions, with the in-game currency being dripped out in small doses for a custom item otherwise. And then there's World Tour mode, taking place in a more peaceful version of Metro City from the Final Fight franchise. World Tour has gamers creating their own fighting freak of nature by going around the city, challenging level-based foes, and completing various simplistic missions, usually associated with meeting a new Street Fighter to learn some new moves. World Tour mode acts as a more interactive tutorial for the gameplay systems and, most importantly, the variety of playable fighters available, 18 at launch, with 4 to come via DLC. Out of the newcomers, my favorites thus far have been Marisa and Lily. I didn't expect to enjoy either as much as I have, but specifically Marisa, once I got a hold of her and was able to take advantage of her just incredible power, I never look back, and I just enjoy Lily. Lily is a very fun character, a very fun mix-up character to control the neutral and surprise players and try to get them off guard and trick them. While the classic quarter circle control method is still available, Street Fighter VI initially sets everything to modern controls. Featuring more of a reduced button mapping, players are able to do special moves like Ryu and Ken's patented Hadouken by pressing the special move button while moving the stick or D-pad instead of the stereotypical quarter circle forward punch combination. Critical art super attacks are much easier to perform in modern controls, but being able to increase the strength level of regular special maneuvers is nearly impossible, though players can still use the classic method to execute special moves even with the modern control setting. Like the Arc Systems games that too feature more casual friendly control setups, playing with the modern controls reduces the character's damage output, though it doesn't reduce meter building and restoration like in say Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. There's an auto combo option in Modern that gives players the chance of doing stylish, though mostly simplistic combos that only the best fighting gamers could turn into a truly devastating sequence if they know how to bridge combinations. There is also a dynamic controls option that gives the player a further helping hand, where their character may perform a fireball instead of a dragon uppercut, depending on how close they are to their opponent, all with the touch of a single button. Dynamic controls may be the most rookie version of gaming controls ever in a major fighting game, but is great for newcomers who may not have the time, dexterity, or interest in dedicating hours upon hours and getting decent while having fun with seeing their character pull off some impressive combos. Gamers who don't adapt to either classic or modern controls will be out of luck if they want to play online, as dynamic controls are unavailable against human players. Technically, Street Fighter VI is one of the most impressive experiences on the market. Beyond the immaculate art style that is exemplified in gallery mode is a highly memorable soundtrack. There's optional commentary that sounds good, but the amount of stock lines and understandable lack of character specifics when referring to the action makes the implementation rather underwhelming. For those who want to fight online, don't expect to wait around for minutes on end to get a fight, as the turnaround for queuing up for a bout and getting the option to take part in battle is incredibly fast. Most fights are lag-free online, though connectivity issues have arisen during the middle of a clash. The biggest flaw in regards to online play is the inability to change fighters in either casual or battle hub fights. This lack of flexibility in regards to character switching can lead to a one-sided fight, or in regards to Battle Hub, losing a spot at the arcade cabinet. The amount of microtransactions are still something of a mystery, not long after the official release. Overall, there's no higher recommendation that can be given to Street Fighter VI, beyond it being a must-buy that proves as satisfying as pulling off a well-timed counter into a devastating critical art for the victory. So there you have it. This has been Soulful Lordy, James Bullock, once again with another video game first impressions. Street Fighter VI for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and arcade. Now if you don't mind, I gotta go back into the Battle Hub. I have to try to see if I can beat everyone that comes to my arcade cabinet, and after they're hit with a critical art, they will have no choice but to say, "Oh Lordy."